Good morning everyone and welcome to my class. I would like to present the important topic that have been forgotten in the studying of chemistry. I hope that this presentation will ignite the curiosity in your mind and make you have more interest in the studying of chemistry. Before we learn anything, we must know the true purpose of that studying. In the case of chemistry, it's the studying of everything around us, including their composition, structure, properties, and change of their composition into another new substance via the chemical reaction. This also includes the energy chain of the chemical reaction as well. Most people think that chemical reaction occur only in the flask when we put the chemical reagent into it. But the truth is, chemical reactions are involved in our daily life everywhere without our acknowledgement, such as the changing of leaf color in the autumn is a result of chemical reaction. And when the egg turns white, when we heat it on the pan, it's a chemical reaction too. Even the coil that get rust or the coal have burned to ash, every chain of them can be counted as a chemical reaction and can be explained by using chemistry. Everything around us consists of very small particles that we call atoms. And there are only 120 types of atoms in the nature, which means if all types of atoms can only exist as separate entities, we will have only 120 distinct substances in the world. But the chemistry makes it different. When the atom can combine to form the new substance, this phenomena leads to formation of many countless different properties of substance. I will show you the interesting example of this case. This one is element called sodium. Sodium is known as a very reactive metal, and how reactive it is. It can react vigorously with water, which means when you put the sodium into the water, it can generate the flame in the water, and if you put large amount of sodium into the water, it can even explode as well. This is very dangerous. The next element I will present to you is chlorine. This one is known as a lethal toxic gas to the living creature. It has been used as a weapon in the World War I as well. The interesting thing is, when these two elements combine to form the new substance that we know as the sodium chloride, it is just an ordinary table salt on other table, which means it's not fry up in your mouth anymore, or it can kill you by the toxicity of the chlorine. This is the most important part, since the new substance doesn't have any property related to its individual component. Since the chemistry is everything around us, so we can conclude that the better we know the chemistry, it means the better we know our world. I will show you that the chemistry is nothing far from our life from this example. The chemistry is nothing far from our daily life, such as the 4 requisites. The 4 requisites is the 4 important things that we need to live, and we can live without them. The 4 requisites consist of food, medicine, residence, and clothes. I will start with the food. We use the knowledge in chemistry to apply in the food preservation since a long time ago, because sometimes food is very hard to find, such as in the winter. So we try to keep the food as long as we can. The one method we use in the preservation of food is drying them. We know that the microbial that is the cause of the food spoilage need the water in their activities. So the dry food that containing lower level of water will slow down the activity of the microbial, which makes the food can keep longer. In the past, we dry the food by using heat, maybe by the sunlight, or maybe by heating it in the oven. But now, after understanding the phase change of the water, we can apply to dry the food at the low temperature that we call this technique freeze dry. This freeze dry technique is used to produce the food for the astronauts. And now We can find the freeze-dried food in the store as well, but usually in the form of the freeze-dried food. And the next thing is the food additive. After we have enough food to eat, so our design is aimed to the higher. The progress of chemistry leads to more design on food more than just have enough to eat. We have produced many food additives to adding some desired property to our food, such as its texture, its color, its look, or even its shelf life to make it keep longer. Even the taste of the delicious food that made us happy are the result of the chemical reaction too. Since we have many receptors on our tongue, and there are many substances in the food that match to our receptor. When this substance match the receptor on the tongue, it translates into the nerve signal and sends to our brain. Our brain will translate this nerve signal into the taste that we feel. Here is the cutting edge of the novel food produced from the knowledge of physical and chemistry. We call it the molecular gastronomy. We use the knowledge in the chemistry and physical to apply in the cooking and make the unimaginable taste of food. It's very hard to find in Thailand and also very expensive as well. The next are medicine. Medicine is very important when we're sick. We need to use medicine in order to make our body come back to work properly. Medicine can be prepared via the complicated chemical reaction to yield the desired molecular structure. The medicine can affect on our body system or even affect on the germs directly, but their mechanisms are the same. The medicine is act like a jigsaw. It will find the receptor site on our body or on the germs that have the free space matched to its structure, and they will put and the medicine molecules will put into that free space and match into it. In order to live, we need a resident to protect us from the harmful things in the nature, such as wild animal or raining or variable of the weather. From the progress of chemistry, now we can create a novel material that used to make our resident, which have more durability or make us live. The last requisite are clothes. We need to wear clothes in order to keep our body warm and even protect us from the harmful things in the nature. The clothes are made from the fiber. There are two types of fiber: the natural fiber and the synthetic fiber that has been made from the chemical process. The synthetic fiber have more durability and are at a lower cost than the natural fiber. And the most interesting thing of the synthetic fiber is we can add some functional into them, such as the luminescent fiber. This is a bulletproof vest. It can be cut at the process as well. It has been used by the police or even in the military. They are made from the polyethylene. Yes, the polyethylene. You may be familiar with this name. It's the same material that we use to produce the plastic bag in our daily life. But don't you think to use the plastic bag wrap around your body to use instead of the bulletproof jacket? Even they have the same formula. The difference of their structure arrangement can lead to different property as well. Not just everything around us are related to the chemistry. Our body itself is related to the chemistry too. Since we can define the composition of our body, and many systems in our body are controlled by the co-working of the chemical reaction in our body. Even love, that is the most important and complicated emotion of people, can be explained as the work of the hormone in our body. Since scientists have found relationship between the level of some important hormones in different states of the Cooper relationship, there are many things sound like a dream or impossible, but the advance of chemistry can make it come true, such as the dream of alchemists in the past that tried to turn the low-value metal like a lead into the very expensive metal like gold. It sounds like a dream, but if we carefully think about the structure of the gold and lead, they're just different in the number of one proton in the atoms, right? So it can become reality in this present by using the nuclear reaction. This dream have become true by the research of David J. Morrissey. So many people think that he may be the richest man in the world now since he can turn the low value metal into the gold, right? But in order to trigger this nuclear reaction, we need a vast amount of energy, which means a lot of electricity cost as well. It's approximately $5,000 per hour in order to use electricity to trigger this reaction. So it's more expensive than the goal he achieved. And the goal he achieved from this experiment is just extremely small. It can only be detected by the only very high resolution instrument. Have you ever seen the spy movie? They usually use the high technology lens in their eyes in order to transfer the data, right? Is it possible to make this complicated device into some object small as a contact lens in our eyes? The answer is yes, it's possible. Since we have the new technology called the conducting polymer, this type of material is like a plastic that have the conductivity as the metal, which means we can make the electrical circuit as thin as a sheet of paper, which have a very smaller size than the circuit made from the metal in the present. But in the present technology, we still can create a complicated circuit from the conducting polymer, but in the future, it can be true. Now you see that the purpose of science is to fulfill our dream, right? Which means our imagination and creativity is an important part of the science too. But if you don't have the knowledge of the science, your dream will never come true.